Hi everyone and welcome to our JavaScript tutorial series. So today we are exploring the ES6 plus feature, the modern syntax introduced in JavaScript that makes coding more efficient, readable and powerful. So in this tutorial we will focus on some key features like late and the constructor for variable declarations, added function for consist syntax and the template literals for dynamic string formatting. Okay, so first example for the late and constant for variable declaration. So first of all, let's talk about the late and constant, and this provide a better way to declare variables compared variables. So use late for a variable that might change and use constant for a variable that remain constant. So first of all, here I'm using for the late for variable that can change. So just type the late and the variable name is count is equal to the time. Then I'm using here is the count and plus equal operator for the file, and this creating this output statement in console log. And here I'm creating, here it's first of all type is updated, so it's the updated count, and creating clone and just calling this dollar symbol and the same set including this count. Okay, so you can see here it's done and it's perfectly properly played is provided. Block is called variable, preventing issue created for the viewer. Okay, so now just saving this code and let me run this code. So you can see here is properly printing for the updated count of 15. Okay, that's done. The next topic for this is a construct. So now I'm just using for a fixed value using this constructor. So you can see using this calling properly texture it is multiple 3.14 data using here to simply apply the statement is a console log, and now here inserted the al type value or 5. Okay, then say calling this symbol and creating the call the pi value. Okay, and you can see this example is using for the constructor ensure that the variable cannot be assigned, making your code more predictable. Okay, so just save this code and let me run this code now, and first is printing the value of pi is in 3.14. Okay, the slide will completely understand the variable plate and the construct. Okay, and then using for another of example. So now the next topic for the any function. So the error function base here a shorter way to write function and date automatically bind the value of these. Okay, so now let's read this another of example. So first of all, I'm defining that additional functions is a great. Okay, and using here the name attribute and using the curly brackets. So just type the return statement and then type here. So first of all, there's an address for hello and declare the dollar symbol and also creating these curly brackets, and then using this sign and creating this semicolon, adding the outside of for the statement is the console log, and first of all creating this great and in a layer for the name is a niche. Okay, done. Now create, here is the edit function. So first of all is a name is a great argo function and is equal to type, here is a name field and twin again there of sign, and also using this symbol and then type the message for hello and apply for the dollar symbol and doing this paragraph. So the thing are using here is a name attribute. So now again time for the output statement is console form method. The first I'm calling the great arrow and this inside including the person name which is Alvin. Okay, so you can see here is properly typed. Okay, so now just using this semicolon and you can see this function for the error function rs and easier to read exceptionally for the function simple function. And notice how remove to region and currently brackets for the online. Okay, so now just saving this code and click on this run icon. So as you can see here, printing the normal and traditional function, printing the hello, and the array function is create for the hazard helping. Okay, so you will be understanding in this output. Okay, it's done. And the next example is perfectly creating here the next topic for the template literals. So finally, let's talk about the templates literals and the feature that simplifies string interpolation and the multi-line string. Okay, so first of all, I'm creating here is a constructor. The name is equal to, so now I'm using for only the single quotation and the person name is Calvin. Okay, and then apply for again the another constructor declare for the age is equal to for a 28. Okay, and also here I'm creating for iterate for template later. Okay, so first of all here type this is a constructor using a message is a coach creating a single Photoshop variable by dot name and is the space and the class operator and the type again name and class operator, and then define for here. So and I am and apply for again the class separator to find the age and use this class and then completely type it here years old. Okay, so you can see here it's almost done, and then see the output is still changing. It's console.log and the things I'm printing here the message. Okay, so you can see here just completely creating this program for without template data rows. Okay, so I'm just saving this code and let me run this program. So as you can see here with the properly printing for the my name is Calvin and I'm 28 years old. Okay, so you can see here only printing here indeed the person name. And next I'm creating this another program. So you can see just I'm copying for in this code because again the use. So the first now I'm using for the another person the username. So now I'm creating here the username the Jessica. So just in type the Jessica and the Jessica is of 8 to 25. Okay, then I'm using for here another stains with the message. So now I'm including template. Okay, it's typed as a template, and in the time for the my, so here I'm using, so now I'm just remove this sign and apply for this sign, then type for the my name is. Okay, so just remove, and here apply is a dollar symbol, and then also curly brackets declare only the name, and then type and it give use on apply this dollar symbol and then this game, and I'm declare for the age. Okay, it's completely type is a year old, so just again use. Okay, it's done. Then just console the output, log this inside including here the message template. So you can see it is perfectly creating, and just as I am and state for in the program and take on this run. So just wait and see the S. So you can see just is a profile printing the output of my name is Jessica and I'm 25 years old, and you can see here is the second output is called the V template meters, and it is the first one for me without template meters using cooking. Slide with your understanding and the student completely using this, and here explode and constant variable declaration error functions score constant text and template meter for the dynamic stream. So this feature makes more Java skin more interesting and easier to work with. Okay,